could girl be? Her eyes are open wide, and yet she's in a daydream that's better than real life. She knows a secret country where the grown-ups never go. Why, she's Alice, Alice in Wonderland. Alice, Alice in Wonderland. Curious friends and happy adventures too. Ooh, yes, she's Alice, Alice in Wonderland. Alice, Alice in Wonderland. Alice, wait for us, we'll come too.
Alice, do you remember my son Harold? He goes to boarding school, but at present he's on holiday, so he's at home.
Say hello to Harold, Alice. Then take him out into the garden and play with him. When you were small, you always used to play together.
You say I used to play with him?
Say hello, Alice.
Hello, Harold. How are you?
He's really very shy and doesn't talk easily. But when he gets to know you, and especially to trust you, then his shyness disappears and you can have a lot of fun with him.
Oh, do come in, Mrs. Jones.
Oh, thank you. Be patient with him, Alice.
What a very ugly animal. His name is Benny Bunny, and how dare you call him ugly? What are you doing? Stop it at once. I'm sorry, Benny. Oh!
Alice broke the vase! Alice broke the vase! Alice broke the vase!
No, I didn't, Harold.
Behave yourself, Alice. One doesn't fight with guests, and Harold is our guest.
I know, Mummy, but Harold broke the oh, well.
Alice, what is all this noise for?
It was Harold. He broke it, Mummy, and now he's blaming it on me.
It's all right, Alice. Don't worry. But remember, Harold is our guest.
But I don't like this boy, Harold, and I can't imagine how I ever played with him when I was small.
Take your fingers out of there!
Oh, please go to the kitchen and see what's going on.
It's him again. It's Harold.
Leave them. Those tarts are for everyone.
Harold, do what Mrs. Spicem tells you.
And you do what your mother tells you to. You be nice to me, because I'm your guest.
Do you see this?
No, don't do that, Mrs. Spicem. It'll make things worse, even though he deserves it.
Yes, I know. But there are times I can't control myself.
I'm going to tell on you. I'm going to tell my mother about you.
Pest!
Ow!
Oh, I am sorry. Unfortunately, my feet can't see where they're going.
Harold, what's the matter?
Alice stepped on my toe. On purpose.
Alice!
Go into the garden, Alice, and don't worry. Leave your mother to me. I'll explain you didn't do anything she wouldn't have done herself.
Alice stepped on my toes and she did it on purpose. Alice! Alice, where are you?
Alice, Alice, do you want to trample us underfoot?
I didn't see you there.
Why not? Are we made of glass?
No, but I was looking back over my shoulder and I didn't see you sitting there, I'm afraid.
Who's sitting? Don't you even know the difference between sitting and lying down?
Of course I do. I just didn't express myself very well.
Well, you were not invited, girl.
I wasn't presuming I had been. I came across you by accident.
Then you'd better learn not to drop in uninvited. Speak, don't just stand there. Tell us why.
Why what? What do you want? Do you want me to visit you or not? Be careful! Mind where you step, Alice! Huh?
Huh? I think someone's having a picnic. Never. Who'd go into the woods for a picnic with the Knave of Hearts back? What is that noise?
You yourself were picnicking there a moment ago.
We'd never have chosen to picnic anywhere near where we might have bumped into the Knave of Hearts.
No, we'd never run the risk of coming across the Knave of Hearts knowing what he's like. The Knave of Hearts!
The Knave?
The Knave of Hearts!
I haven't met the Knave of Hearts yet. Please introduce me to him. I'm very interested in the individual members of Wonderland's royal family. That's typical of the March Hare and the Mad Hatter. They never learn from experience.
I say stop, thief!
I want my son
You both are picnic, you rotten boy! Come here! Come here, you!
I've never heard of a member of the royal family stealing someone else's sausage.
Sausages and chicken legs. I'll steal anything that's edible. That's why they sent me away to boarding school. And who are you?
Alice, and my rabbit is called Benny Bunny.
Don't you steal?
Your Majesty, how can you even think of asking me such a question?
I see you've met the fat knave now.
He means a fat, stupid, and lazy knave.
I'll tell my mother that you're saying horrible things about me.
Go ahead and tell her, and we'll tell her who stole our midday meal.
You don't scare me. I can do whatever I like. Don't forget my mother's the queen. Anyway, you'd have a hard time proving it. Especially since I've just eaten the last piece of evidence.
I can prove what happened. I saw you running off with their sausages and eating them. They'll believe me because you're so badly behaved. I'm off to find your mother and tell her what you've done.
All I can say is she's wasting her time.
Don't underestimate Alice. She usually succeeds in what she does.
Does she?
You sure you want to get involved, Alice? Yes.
So she thinks she can tell on me. Well, my mother won't believe a word of it. Oh, but what if she does? I think I'd better get home quickly before that meddlesome girl gets there. Don't be so lazy. Get a move on.
It's not a case of my being particularly happy about going to see the Queen, but I think it's important that she should know how her son conducts himself in public. He gives a bad impression. Alice, look, he's coming. Is he? Huh? That proves I'm right. He has a guilty conscience and he wants to make up for his bad behavior. Should you apologize to me for your bad behavior, I'll reconsider reporting you to your mother. Alice, get out of the way! He'll ride over you! Thank you for saving my life, Benny. He needs to be put over somebody's knee. I'm beginning to feel sorry for the poor Queen of Hearts.
I hope everything has been prepared and I haven't forgotten anything. The strawberry tarts, I hope the Duchess has remembered to bake them. Oh, I'm so excited that my son is coming home. The poor darling has been in boarding school for so long. I'm sure he hasn't had anything nice to eat in all that time. I'll have to pamper him to make up for the time he's been away from me.
We'll have a terrible time.
The boy's impossible.
Your Majesty.
What did you say?
Perhaps he can't come.
That'd be a stroke of luck.
Oh, of course he'll come.
Yeah.
What a lovely smell, delicious. Oh, has pepper in it. Then it can only be the Duchess with one of her secret recipes. May I come in? Do the tarts taste good?
I don't like being disturbed when I'm baking.
What shocking behavior. Why do they always make such a mess when they bake anything? Oh, of course, the important thing is my son likes their tart. The poor little darling has been without a proper family meal for so long. Next time I'll insist they bring their own pots and pans along with them. Oh, I can hear my soldiers cheering. My little boy, successor to my throne, my beloved son.
Hello, friends. Your future king is on holiday. What are you doing here?
We've come to discuss your succession to the throne. How would you like a top hat instead of a crown?
Throw them out of the palace.
My knave of hearts!
Mama!
Let me press you to my bosom, my darling boy!
Mama!
My little baby!
Mama!
My little son!
Mama!
We should bring in a Lord of Ban holidays.
Mama!
Oh, to have you back again, my darling little boy!
It seems to me the Queen has no idea what her son's really like. She'll be surprised when she finds out the truth about him.
Mm-hmm. Oh. Tell me about your school. Have you got good marks? Can we be proud of you? You still haven't told me who... Oh, here, have some more of this, my boy. Who your best friend is at school. Hmm?
My name is Alice. You know me, Your Majesty.
Who allowed you in to interrupt us?
Your Majesty, I let myself in. I've come about the Knave of Hearts.
Oh, how nice. My little boy has a girlfriend. Well, he is growing up. Sit down.
I'm not your son's girlfriend. Quite the contrary.
Oh, what did you say?
Huh? Oh.
I invited myself in, Your Majesty, in order to complain about your son's appalling behavior. It's absolutely shameful.
And you disturb our meal for that? Goodness, he's behaved badly ever since he was born.
You're just mean and horrible to me. As horrible as all the children in my class. Ah!
Please sit down, Alice, and you can tell me about it later. Any moment now, his favourite strawberry tarts will be arriving.
Hmm?
Yes, your favourite tarts, my little one.
I don't believe it for the nerve.
The strawberry tarts.
My tongue!
What's all this
Can't
shouting?
you see? Look at them!
I can see them. What's wrong with them? They look wonderful. Except for the pastry, it doesn't look crisp enough. And the filling, it's flopped in the middle. They're spoiled, but never mind. I think we should still serve them.
I wasn't talking about the pastry, neither was I talking about the filling. There are only 2 tarts on this plate, and I baked 12,000.
What? Where are they?
Uh-huh.
Find the thief and bring him to me. Someone has stolen the tarts. Man all the watchtowers and search anyone behaving suspiciously who tries to leave the palace. You can't trust anyone anymore. Not even the food in the kitchen is safe. But let him beware.
Why are you getting into such a state, dear mother? You only stole some little tarts. Besides, they didn't taste all that good. Some were actually burnt.
How do you know those details?
Send her away. She's horrid to me, Mama. Just like the children in my class. Oh,
It shouldn't be hard for you to explain how you know some of the tarts were burnt.
I should think not. Remember, I've only just arrived home. How can anyone imagine I've had time to steal?
Because the side entrance to the palace goes straight past the kitchen.
That's right. I'd put the tarts in front of the window on a big tray to get cool.
It doesn't make sense.
It does.
No.
I know because I used the same entrance, dear boy.
You admit then, young woman, that you too had access to the tarts.
I don't steal. I was brought up to be honest.
You're accusing me just because you didn't like me from the moment you met me. I hate you. I hate you. I hate you.
And what, may I ask, were those strawberry tarts doing in your jacket pocket?
I haven't had a chance to eat them yet, Papa. That's why they were in my pocket. Is that a good enough explanation?
Oh, this is unbelievable.
I'm ashamed of you.
Your Majesty, as you ordered, the thief has been found. Shall we throw him into the dungeon?
If you're convinced of his guilt, then he must...
Oh, Mama, please! No! Have mercy, Mama! Mercy!
Even the Knave of Hearts deserves to be given a fair trial in a court of law, Your Majesty.
Keep your nose out of this!
Alice is right. We must be fair to my boy. I'm sure the judge will be able to establish my son's innocence. We mustn't let the chance slip by.
I hate you!
Quiet, quiet!
Oh, we were quiet before you made that noise. We couldn't be quieter.
Today's proceedings in this courtroom are adjourned.
You dumb cluck, they haven't even begun.
Oh, there's been a change.
Read the charges out loud.
In our wonderful realm of the Kingdom of Hearts, let it be known that a certain badly behaved and thoroughly spoilt young boy...
Carry on,
What's
carry
that?
on. You left out fat, lazy and stupid. I hereby find the accused guilty. Court is adjourned.
Oh, you give me that gavel or I'll divorce you.
Perhaps it would be best for all concerned, my dear.
Every single inhabitant of Wonderland has the right to a fair trial. Carry on at once.
Yes. Your Majesty, I've got a terrible headache, therefore I must go. I'm late already, but unfortunately I've forgotten what for. Oh, what am I doing? I swear to tell the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth, or something along those lines. And we can't show you the exhibits because both the filling and pastry have disappeared, you see. You'll have to try and picture it and decide who is guilty. Oh, yes, who is guilty? Yes, guilty of stealing.
Bring the first witness into the courtroom.
Bring the first witness into the courtroom.
The first witness will now enter and stand in the witness box forthwith.
Your Majesties must please forgive me, but I didn't have time to polish my top hat.
Oh, what does that matter? Now it won't need polishing.
No, it won't.
You were supposed to hear their evidence, my dear.
Don't interfere.
Oh, please, please stop it. Don't hit me. Please, please stop. You're disrupting the proceedings.
Before I speak, I should like a nice cup of tea with brown sugar and a slice of lemon.
I'll have my tea with 12 spoons of sugar, and under no circumstances with lemon. Lemon upsets my stomach. The dormouse will have nothing.
Sometimes I'll agree to drink my tea with milk. I know that millions swear by tea with milk, but I only have milk in an emergency.
That was one tea with milk, one with sugar, and one without lemon.
Your Majesty, please don't forget to make a note that the mouse won't have any tea. You see, tea keeps him awake.
I drink my tea black, and I'll have a tart with it. Make that 2 tarts.
I prefer a blended tea of peppermint and chamomile.
Tea with milk.
I'd prefer coffee.
I'm pleased,
I
Lady
like
Milk.
the
I only
Moscato's
drink
idea.
tea
I'll
that's
have a
very hot.
blended
Come on,
tea. Healthier.
Slice of lemon in mine, please.
They seem to think they're at a tea party.
Oh, there'll be silence in the court. I'm at the
Yes.
very end of my tether.
Good. Next witness, please.
Yes, yes, Your Majesty, yes. The next witness, if you please.
I expect this'll be amusing, Benny Bunny.
Get this door open!
Ah, look who's here. The Duchess's cook appearing in court.
Achoo!
Next witness. What kind of flour was used to bake the tarts?
I don't use flour, I use pure pepper. It's terrible.
Arrest the dormouse and put him in a mousetrap for 4¼ hours. He stole the tarts because he knows how they tasted. Or should we cut off his head, eh, dormouse?
It wasn't me. I'm too young to die. It wasn't me. It wasn't me. I don't deserve to be punished. I'm not guilty.
Now I'll catch you, little chap. Oh, now where's he going? Oh, catch that dormouse.
Help me!
Benny, I feel sorry for the mouse.
Help me!
Excuse me, please.
Forget the mouse. Next witness.
The next witness on my list is a young woman by the name of Alice. Oh,
This is a surprise. Am I called as a witness? Really? Sorry.
more comfortable.
Until order has been restored in this courtroom, the proceedings cannot continue.
Yes, Your Majesty, I quite understand. Take your seats and hold on tight. Tweedledee, sit next to Tweedledum. And the egret, you're here. It looks as if there's one place empty. Oh, yes, Little Bill. Little Bill?
Yes?
Come here, Little Bill. Nothing will happen to you.
Not next to me. It's already so crowded.
Do you realise you put him down head first?
What does it matter? It's only Little Bill.
It's disorderly. I want everyone sitting up straight. He shouldn't be sitting here with us. In my opinion, he's the guilty one. He's always guilty of something. Would the witness please come forward? Closer. Witness, please describe exactly what it was you saw.
Nothing.
Nothing at all.
Absolutely nothing.
Nothing at all.
There was something, but now something else has occurred to me. These tarts. These tarts taste so awful, they don't deserve a court case.
I demand an apology.
Denied.
Oh, how can you?
Oh!
No one could willingly have eaten the tarts which the case is about. So I suggest that by eating them, the thief has already been punished enough.
Did everyone hear? I couldn't agree more. That should prove my innocence once and for all. Do you think I'm stupid? I, who am so fond of good food, do you think I'd be silly enough to steal some foul-tasting tarts? These proceedings are over. Aren't you pleased, Mamma? Your son's innocence is proved.
I'm not convinced you're innocent, and I certainly intend punishing you for your bad behavior.
Huh? Why is everyone so horrible to me?
Why is everyone so horrible to me? I'm not being horrible to you. It was Mrs. Spicem who told you to keep your fingers out of the tarts.
Oh, there you are, my dear boy. I'm so happy you've had a pleasant afternoon. How kind of you, Alice, to have played with my son. You know, the poor boy has just arrived home from boarding school, so he really has to make the most of his holidays.
When Harold comes home from boarding school next time, I'll have measles. Or I'll go to Wonderland.
Why are Alice and Benny in such a dreadful hurry? Because they're late for school, the Wonderland school. Next week you'll find out what sort of lessons are taught there, and so will those would-be truants Tweedledum and Tweedledee. But there's no escape for the twins, because the new teacher is a real tartar, none other than the Queen of Hearts. Little Bill misbehaves in class, but it's the poor old Mock Turtle who gets into real trouble. He decides to run away from school the minute the Queen's back is turned. Alice offers to go and fetch the Mock Turtle back, and before she knows it, another curious adventure is underway, involving curious places and even more curious creatures who point the way. Don't miss the next episode if you want to know where the Mock Turtle is discovered by Alice and her friends.
Who can that girl be? Her eyes are open wide, and yet she's in a daydream that's better than real life.